Hi, this is Mrs. Pickett, and we're going to take notes over lesson 2.4 today. So we are still solving equations, but now our equation looks a little different. They're going to be in proportions, all right? And so steps to solve, we're going to jump right in here. Make sure that you are copying this in your notebook as you listen, or that you've printed out this sheet and are copying on that, okay? So step one, we are going to cross multiply. So hopefully all of you remember proportions and how to solve. Shouldn't be too bad. So step one will be to cross multiply. Step two will be to distribute if we need to. Oops. Let's try writing a little nicer here. Now this is only if necessary. You will not always have a distributive property, but if there's parentheses, you're going to have to distribute. And then step three will be to solve for your variable, okay? And that's still doing our inverse operations. So if we jump right in and do a couple examples. So cross multiply means I'm going to multiply 4 times 6, and then I'm going to multiply the 3 and the x, and I'm going to set up an equation, okay? So 3 times x, oops, we don't want to do that. So 3 times x is going to give me 3x. Equal to 6 times 4, which is 24. So all I did was cross multiply and set up my equation. I do not have distributive properties, so now to solve this, I'm going to divide both sides by 3. X equals 8. That's it. Okay? Let's look at number 2. Now I'm going to cross multiply 2 times n to the 5th and 10 times 4. Okay? Now, I'm going to take 2 times the entire bottom. So this is where you're going to get your distributive property, because I'm going to take 2 times, and it has to be the whole term. So both of them, n plus 5. And then that's going to be equal to 10 times 4, which is 40. Okay? And so now we have distributive property, so I'm going to distribute this number through. So I'm going to get 2n plus 10 is equal to 40, because I did 2 times n and 2 times 5. We're going to subtract 10, and that gives me 2n equals 30. And then if we divide by 2, we're running out of space here, n equals 15. And that would be my answer. I'm done right there. Okay? Let's try another one. Let's look at number 3. So again, I'm going to cross multiply, so now I have to do 5 times y minus 3, and that's going to be equal to 2 times y, which is 2y. We're going to distribute. 5y minus 15 equals 2y. Now we're going to get all of our variables on one side because we need to solve now, okay? So we're solving right here. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. Oh, just kidding. We're not doing that. I'm ahead of myself. We are going to subtract the 5y from both sides. And so we get negative 15 equals a negative 3y. We are going to divide by negative 3. And so we will get that y is equal to a positive 5, because you had a negative times a negative. All right. Hopefully this is making sense. We'll try one more. Let's jump down here. Let's look at number 3. Okay. Actually, let's look at number 5. That's the one. Okay. Now this will be the last one that we do. We're going to cross multiply. Okay. And now, look, I have 3 times a plus 1, and that's going to be equal to 2 times a minus 3. So this one has distributive property on both sides. So now I'm going to distribute through. So 3a plus 3 equals 2a minus 6. All right, so I just distributed 2 times a, 2 times a minus 3 is a minus 6. Now we need to get, so now this is where I separate my equation. Now I'm going to subtract 2a from both sides, so get all my variables on one side. So I have a plus 3 equals a negative 6. We're going to subtract 3. A equals negative 9.